curve. We'll draw a curve to mark the bump above his eye and some lines to create the cheek marks. Then we'll place the pupil at the center, slightly to the left, and I'm gonna do the same process for the left side. If you want, you can use a ruler to keep the right proportions. I know that drawing the left eye is always harder. Awesome, so once we are done with that, we can move to the nose. So to create the nose, I'm gonna draw 5 lines. First we'll draw the shape of the nose and then add the shaded area. Next I'm gonna draw the mouth really close to the nose with a very tiny gap, and we'll give him a nice smirk. Mark the bottom lip, and then we can draw the shape of his face. We'll do that by using 5 lines. And now I'm gonna draw the ear. So first I wanna draw the shape of the ear, and then later on I can add all the details. Once we're done with that, we can draw the hairline. Now, as opposed to the older Gogeta, this Gogeta doesn't have a widow's peak. The hairline looks more like Gohan and Goku. That's what we saw in the trailer. Now we'll draw the spike from the front, and we'll draw it covering his eye a little bit. And next we can draw the rest of the hair. So first I'm gonna draw 2 curves to indicate the neck muscles. Then I'll draw 1 spike on each side. If you want, you can use this guideline to help you keep the right proportions. And then all I have to do is just add the rest of the spikes, mainly by using 2 to 3 lines. Awesome, so next we are going to draw some random lines from side to side in the direction of the shape. And once we are done with that, we can focus on the torso. So first I'm gonna start by drawing the neck muscles and the trachea. Next I'm gonna draw those fluffy thingies on his vest. Looks like he got a snake wrapped around his neck. As you can see, it gets thinner towards the edge. Next we'll draw those fluffy thingies on the shoulders. And I think I'm gonna draw him a bit longer. You can draw it either way. Next I'm gonna draw the chest simply by drawing 2 curves. And then we'll draw his vest. And we'll give the indication that it's blowing in the wind, because I'm gonna draw an arrow later on. Next I'm gonna close the chest and add the abs. We'll add his belt and close the torso. Some more details to the chest, and now we can draw the arms. So again, if you want, you can use a roller to keep the right proportions. I'm gonna start with the left side. I'll draw the shoulder. Then I'm gonna add the bicep, the tricep, and the forearm. I'm gonna do the same process for the right side. And I'm gonna refine the belt by adding all the creases. And to finish up the sketch, I'm gonna add details to those fluffy thingies on the shirt. Awesome, so we are done with the sketching part and now we can move on to the inking process. So for the inking process, I'm gonna use 0.1 and 0.05. Those are the sizes of the tip of the black pen which I'm going to use. For the body, I'm gonna use 0.1, but for the facial features, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, etc., I'm gonna use 0.05. That will help me get the details much more accurately. Of course, make sure to rotate the page so you can have your NHM, your natural hand movement, and stay patient. Awesome, so once we are done with the inking process, I'm gonna take the notorious charcoal eraser and get rid of all the lead. And I'm also gonna use my eraser stick for those stubborn areas. Make sure to clean it really well, because you don't want to smear the lead later on when we use the Copic markers. Okay, so once it's clean, we can start using the Copic markers. So for those who don't know, those are alcohol-based markers, which means they can blend very well. If you will check the top left of the screen, you can see the exact number of Copic I'll be using for this tutorial. However, if you don't have any Copic markers, you can just use color pencils or use your HB2 pencil and do some shading. For this drawing, the light source will come from both sides, because like I said before, I'm gonna draw an oval later on. I'm gonna start by coloring the vest. I'm gonna use some gray purple tones. We'll start with the brightest one. Then I'm gonna use a mid-tone that's a slightly darker tone. And finally, I'll use the darkest tone. And next, I'm gonna do some blending. So I'll use the mid-tone and then the brightest tone. Awesome, so this is the look I'm going after. I'm gonna do the same process for the right side. the shaded areas. Now I'm gonna do the blending. Finally, I'm gonna use the darkest tone, the very dark brown, for the darkest areas. Awesome, so I'm gonna do the same process for the chest, the abs, and his left arm. Awesome, so before we'll continue to the face, I'm gonna take the colorless blender, that's number 0, and I'm gonna use it on the blank areas just to soften those edges. Awesome, so now we can focus on the face, and unfortunately I forgot to hit record on that part, but just take a minute and do the same process like we did before. First we'll start with the brightest tone, fill in all the areas, then we'll use the mid-tone and color the shaded areas. Because the light source will come from both sides, it means that the center of his face will be darker. And then we'll use the darkest tone for the most shaded areas. For example, below the bottom lip, on the nose, right below the wrinkles between the eyes, and on the bumps above his eyes. And I'm gonna add some more on the cheeks, just like Yuya Takahashi loved. And we'll use the mid-tone again. Awesome, so we are done with the skin tone. As you can see, I color it in the style of Yuya Takahashi and early Tadayoshi Yamamoru. Okay, so now we continue with the hair. So first I'm gonna color the eyebrows with BO2, If you noticed in the trailer, they use some different blues for Super Saiyan Blue as opposed to the series, and the same goes for the eyes. It actually looks more like Vegeta's latest transformation, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. Awesome, so once we are done with the eyes, we can focus on the hair. So I'm gonna demonstrate how to color one spike of hair, and then I'll do the same for the rest. So I'm gonna start with BO2, and with fast brush strokes in the direction of the shape, I'm gonna fill this entire area. Next I'm gonna use the mid-tone, that's B26. I'm gonna do some blending with the brightest tone again, and then I'll add the darkest tone with a minimum use. Awesome, so this is the result we are going after, so I'm gonna do the same process for the rest of the spikes. And we are not done yet. Now it's aura time. So for the aura, I'm gonna use lots of color pencils. We'll use some blues, some purple, pink, and some turquoise. So I'm gonna demonstrate how to color one portion of the aura, and then I'll do the same for the rest. Okay, so first we'll start with some blue. Then I'll use some purple, pink kind of tone. We'll do some turquoise. Some more pink right there. Some purple. I'm not putting too much pressure on the tip, just spreading the colors. Next I'm gonna use the blue tone again, and I'm gonna draw the shape of the aura, so some tiny flames. Now I'm gonna use a darker blue, and I'll add one more layer to the frame. Now I'm gonna use the brighter blue again, and I'm gonna apply more pressure in order to blend the blue tones. Next I'm gonna add some dark purple, and this is mainly going by the feel of it, so I'm gonna add some more pink, some more purple if I want to. I'll blend the colors. add some more turquoise, and then I'm gonna use the white color pencil to blend the colors just to make it look more smooth, but I'm not gonna color the edges, okay? I love that those edges are a bit more rough. Awesome, so this is the result we are going after. So I'm gonna do the same process all around Gogeta. As you can see, this aura looks much more different from the aura we saw in the series. Again, this is due to the new animation style of Shintani. And to finish up, I'm just gonna smear the frame using my finger. Okay, now what you want to do is lower the volume a bit, because I'm gonna try to go Super Saiyan Blue.